Okay.
Hello. What do you got? I don't want it. All right, I want it. What is it? What do we got? All right, my favorite part of this band is the bass player. Take that, rest of the band. Those are some odd sounding drums. It's almost like the drums are detuned and the music is too fast. You kids today, you got you're so choppy, so fast. I don't. It just kind of lacks soul, in my opinion. It's cool, but it's too. I mean, the recording sounded like it was being sped up, like it was played at a higher speed than it should have been. Like it's just because you can doesn't mean you should. You kids today, you're so good, and you're no good. That's what I'm saying. The bass player was like the only one not overplaying. I don't know, man. Too fast. Not too fast. Not enough groove. But what do I know? I like Flashlight. I like I like P Funk. I like Sly and the Family Stone. I like James Brown. I like Feel. You're all great players, but too much. I just don't like the way it sounds, it feels. It just doesn't do anything for me. You're making Dennis Chambers look like fucking Ringo Starr.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I mean, it means that Dennis Chambers was like one of the most choppy, accomplished players there was back in the 90s. And now, what they're doing compared to Dennis Chambers makes Dennis Chambers look like he's just like a groove player.
I see. That's kind of inside baseball. Not everybody's going to know what you meant by that. So thanks for
Yeah,
explaining.
anyone watching this will probably know. It's too fast, man. Too many chops, too fast. It's like I said, just because you have the ability doesn't mean it sounds the way it should. But you guys like this stuff. Who am I to say? It's just not for me. It doesn't impress me, and it doesn't move my soul.
You don't think they're like at all or anything?
They are.
Oh, you don't like either.
I like them, but for the same reason, I would never listen to them. I don't listen to them. I like Weather Report. I like, something that has a groove to it. I like Steve Gadd. I don't really like all right? So take that. I mean, I don't mind him, but if I had a choice between the two, I'm taking Steve Gadd. If I had a choice between Steve Jordan or Dennis Chambers, I'm taking Steve Jordan. You know,
Why is that?
because he has a groove and he has a feel, he has a pocket, he has a soul. He knows not to overplay. He serves the music. These guys are serving the music, but the music is too choppy and too fast. It's literally like soulless.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a whole generation of players that I just I don't really appreciate. Even Philly Joe Jones, Art Blakey, those guys who had, great chops. They had soul and they had groove. Art Blakey's the master of the blues shuffle. You know, I don't tell you.
So
You
you
know what
think
it is? They're missing the point, in my opinion. This music misses the point. And the point is to it's just too much all the
what's the
time.
point? No, you said the point is
Point is it's got to have a groove and it's got to be it shouldn't be so fast. It's too fast.
okay.
It's not, when you play too fast, you lose the soul.
Okay.
Mike Clark told me that many years ago. Speaking of which, Mike Clark, one of the, most intense, choppy, busiest players there is. Yet underneath it all, he's got that groove. Because he came up listening to the shit that was grooving, like fucking Philly Joe, Art Blakey, Sly and the Family Stone, James Brown, Tower of Power, Dave Garibaldi. If you play his grooves too fast, they start to be meaningless. You guys just don't get it.
So,
It's a matter of personal opinion, you know.
so you think their influences were not grooving? They were more chop
It's like,
oriented.
yeah, it's like this. Like Eddie Van Halen is soulful and grooving and bluesy. And guess who his influences were? Main influence when he was young. Eric Clapton. All right? Now you have the generation influenced by Eddie Van Halen. They're not influenced by Eric Clapton. They're influenced by Eddie. And they miss the point. So they take all his speed and flash and they just get rid of the blues. That's what happens. That's the same thing happening here.
Okay.
Eddie's influenced by, Eric Clapton, fucking the Beatles, Dave Clark 5, that kind of shit. That shit was still soulful. I'm sorry, but it's just how I feel.
That's fine. You're entitled to that.
They're all great players, clearly great players. But the real great players don't play like that. Even ask Steve Jordan. When he was younger, he played somewhat like that. And if you ask him about his early playing, he probably says that he can't stand to listen to it. Because it's just the priorities are in the wrong place. Steve Jordan's known as a groove drummer, but listen to his stuff with Steve Kahn and with Schofield back in the late 70s. It's not necessarily groove playing. There's like insane chops and insane stuff going on. But he doesn't play like that anymore because he's wiser now. So, all right. Thank you very much.